got a haircut. I'm in Denver right now. Denver. Tried calling home, but nobody answered. So I think I just do a live stream on my way home from doing church this morning. I'll stop it. I'm pretty sure I stopped that. If not, I'll stop it later. I'm pretty sure I stopped it. Yeah, it's not going on much, so we're good. We're good. Good. On my way home. Usually I live stream from the studio, but today I thought to myself, why not do it on the way home? I gotta get an hour drive, so hope everybody's doing well. Did some live streams. I don't know if I'm gonna keep doing the music live streams the way that I've been doing them, like from the venues and stuff that I've been running, because they get flagged copyrighted, which is fine. On copyright, even like there was one a lady. She did most of her stuff was original last night. She did one cover in the time that I was live streaming, and it flagged it. I was like, fine. It doesn't flag it till they post. So I still have them. I fixed them. My water bottle is full. I don't know why it's doing that, but just have to see what it does. It's gonna move around, I guess. It's the only place this bottle fits is right here in the center. So. Just gotta see what happens. Put that flashlight down there. That's gonna help because I can go like this. That's my good old water bottle. It's gonna move around. It's gonna do all sorts of fun stuff. See who ends up watching. I doubt we'll get anybody watching from this. We have been. We did the pilot for Live in NoCo. That's what we're calling it, I guess. See how that goes. I think it's got a lot of junk. So I don't know. I'm thinking about getting a new set of PA speakers for doing shows and stuff for myself. I've been doing stuff at Oscar Blues, which has been cool. But they have their own PA. But I'm thinking about getting some new tops. I sold the ones that I had because I wasn't happy with them. Yeah, the ones I've been somewhat happy with were my RCFs. I should have kept them. Hey there. I don't know. You're definitely not a dog. Good for you. But hi there. Got 16 people watching. Hot dog. Not unintended. Where are you from? Love it. We're from Northern Colorado. We are a recording studio. Hit the like and subscribe if you haven't. Check out our website, foxandrobynrec.com. You're a goldfish. Cool. Anywho, that's where we're from. Northern Colorado in the United States of America. We have a lot of people who watch these from other countries, which is kind of fun. If you need recording, mixing, or mastering services, hit us up. My name is Justin. This is Fox and Robyn Recording. That's what we do. Check out our new website. Our website just got revamped, and I think I'm gonna I've been trying some different things to you're gonna unsubscribe? You mean you're going to like and subscribe? Hit the like and subscribe. We got a lot of subscribers, and I don't know if I'm gonna keep talking about that. I've kind of got to the point where I feel like it's a little selfish, like talking about how many are there and all that stuff. We are excited though. We'll get a lot of views. We've gotten a lot of views. We've hit a couple milestones. So, but thank you for subscribing. There helps us out greatly. We enjoy everybody who watches, likes, subscribes. We're grateful for everybody. It'd be a lot less fun to do this without you guys. That's true. A lot less fun. Art studios, office/art studios. Interesting. Keep thinking about maybe moving the studio to another location, something like another building outside, because right now we rent it from the home, and that's great, and I like it because it keeps our overhead low. But I'm just kind of thinking of maybe it's we're getting to a point maybe where it's time to move outside the home, Okay, whatever. But yeah, we're at the point where maybe it's time to move outside the home, find a place to have where we can store the PAs, we can have the studio set up, you know, still do the live stream, still do all that fun stuff, but do it a little more like, yeah, this is the space, this is it, this is where we work out of, and then have like a little, like have the big setup in a space, and then at home I could have like, you know, a little just area for, you know, podcasting, that type of stuff. You know, that kind of stuff. I don't know. It's a thought. It's just something. I haven't found a space that fits exactly that idea. So, but I would like to. Lala, I don't know what you just posted. There's a lot of emojis. That's a lot of emojis. I'm sitting here at a red light. But I did cut my hair. It's a style I haven't had in a while, my hair. But anyways, that's kind of my thoughts on, like, if we're going to move, we'll find a space, and I'm trying to find a space that would work and be cheap. And honestly, I'd like to find a place that's already semi-built out. I don't have to do any more building. You know, given what I have is fine, but it would be nice to have a place where it's just like, yeah, it's got a little bit of like a small, like little, like warehouse side where some rooms are already kind of built out. If I could partner with maybe another studio, that would be kind of cool too. You know, like another studio that's looking to, you know, basically, you know, share the space. Like maybe we have a big live room that our control rooms connect to, you know, where we have bands, you know, doing the control, you know, doing that side of things. And then, you know, when I'm not doing that, I could just work out of the control room. And, you know, interns can work at it. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out. I've thought about even my current room, like taking that and building out a second room, like what would be a B room, but maybe more just like a straight up control room type style, where like the mixer speakers and all that live in there, and then that other side of the room is where the bands record, you know, and hang out, and we can do that, and then get some more like just straight up, you know, light, you know, straight up actual light. I don't know. I keep playing with the idea, but you know, you have a lot of time to think when you're driving back and forth to Denver. It's an hour drive, you know. But also trying to figure out like why I've got these cameras, and I'm thinking if I could do NDI into them, maybe that's what. Because then we'd still need the switcher, I think. I don't know. We still need the switcher. I gotta figure out why those units are doing that. But NDI would be cool, because then you could run each camera into the. That's a thought. I don't know how that would work, because they do work over NDI. They do. I got these camera controllers, this camera system, that the switcher, the power switcher off. I might see if maybe it's not their switcher. I might take my Black Magic. I have a Black Magic switcher that I take in, which, funny thing, it costs the same amount as their little switcher, and I'm not using the Black Magic switcher, so I could just sell them mine. Mine works fine. It needs updated, but it works fine. So I'm wondering if it's that. I want to see. I want to take in another switcher and see, because if they do, what I'll do is I'll just swap them switchers. I'll keep the little one, which I kind of like. I kind of like the other one a little better. So, Rotten Alpha, you got to be appropriate. I know what you're doing, but if you're not appropriate, I'll put you guys in timeout. So, but just saying, I'm not gonna block you. Just put you in timeout. It's like your mom. Mom put you in timeout. We've been on for 10 minutes. I got 2 people watching. That's okay. I'm kind of at the sleepy point in the day where I'd like to go take a nap. And I might take a nap and then work on some stuff. We'll see how the day goes. Got a voiceover I'm editing back in the studio, and it's just so much fun. I don't know. I just gotta figure out, do I want a studio that's in a building? Hello, Emmanuel. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, like I said, that's what I really know at the moment. If we could find a space that was like, hey, 2 studios, we'll rent the space, we'll split the cost, you pay half rent, I pay the other half rent, and, just have to see. Nose itches, I don't know, weird hair up the nose, something. Anywho, just chilling. Traffic's fun on a Sunday morning. Actually, it's not too bad. Usually moves pretty quick. Especially if I turn my turn signal on, I can start getting over. Who's letting me over? California or Colorado? I don't know, I'm bigger, so I'm just gonna start doing it. Because that lane turns into a turn lane. It does. It turns into a turn lane. My watch? That thing? Or my... I guess you can't really see. I don't know if you can see my tattoos, but my watch, the thing on my arm, it's an Apple Watch. It's the Apple Watch Ultra? That's the name of it. It's the titanium. It's black. I like it a lot, actually. It doesn't show. The funny thing is, it's just a watch. See? It shows time. Most of the time, it tells the right time. It tells all the time. I don't always read it correctly because I've set to analog mode, so it has an analog face watch. Sometimes I look at it and I'm like, I just need to know what time it is quick. And it's like, oh yeah, it's 5:30. And then I realized, I read it wrong. It's actually 4:30. That was stupid. Yeah, see, it's 6 turns into 6 avenue. I knew it. And they're gonna let in. That's nice of you. But that's what it is. The thing on my arm is a watch. I like it. I like my watch. It does lots of things for me. It tracks my steps. Tells me when to stand. I have it set to tell me to stand up 12 times a day. Just stand up. I do a lot of sitting in this job. You really do. You basically are sitting, staring at a screen for I could do that for 12 hours. I really could. 12 hours. So we'll just have to see. A simple smartwatch or smartphone can do it. Seems like it can do more. The phone? Are you talking about the phone? Like a smartphone? Because this is paired to my phone. They work in tandem. And I can do actually most of the stuff with my watch that I can do with my phone. I can't take pictures, but I can make phone calls. I can. I see emails when they come through. I see text messages when they through, which are really handy when I'm crawling through a ceiling or I'm doing a show. What's the other thing that it does? What else? What else can it do? It can do a lot of things. It tells time. It's also it's got dual GPS in it, which is cool. When I go in the mountains, I can actually still use the maps function so I can, which is handy for hiking. So like when we go on a hike, I'll pinpoint, like, this is where we started, like at the truck. This is where we start. And then we'll go off for a hike. And when it comes time to like turn around and go back to go back to where I came from, the truck or whatever it is, I can hit return and it'll help guide me kind of back to where I came from. And not more or less when I'm on an actual trail, it's more handy when I'm like up hunting and I've walked through a bunch of like wooded areas that there's no trails or anything. So seems overrated. See people wearing them all the time. Never owned one. So that's cool. I don't know how you could say it's overrated if you've never owned one. I get, you kind of have to, it's one of those things that you kind of have to live with for at least a month. Like, you do. But it does other things. It tells me altitude. Weather, it'll notify me when like there's a weather storm coming in, which is sometimes handy, especially when I'm doing a live show. I can control Spotify with it or Apple Music. So if I'm playing music in, say, my house and my phone is the other end of the house. The other thing it does well, the Apple Watch does well, is I can use it to find my phone. And I'd lose my phone. There's a good 10 I don't know where my phone's at. It's either in the studio, in the bedroom, bathroom, kitchen counter, still in the truck. I've just gotten out of the truck and left it in here. See, where are the other places? There's times where I don't know where my phone's at. And it's a black phone. I have a lot of dark furniture, so it kind of blends in to the furniture. Let's see where else. It just pairs really well. So that I'm not gonna like doubt you that you think it's overrated or anything, but it's one of those things that you've got to kind of try and feel, and you don't even have to do it with like the full-blown like Ultra. You could do it with one of the cheaper, the SE or just the regular one. So I actually pay for YouTube music, and I use it a lot more than Spotify. It's way better. Yeah, because Spotify doesn't pay their musicians crap. And I've heard of a lot of people's music being pulled because they say it's AI. I'm like, it's not AI. Like, they own the music. Like, I actually had an artist that I work with that happened to them. Their music was pulled off of Spotify because Spotify said it was artificially made or used certain samples. I'm like, dude, I helped you make this song. Like, there's no artificial to it. YouTube's better about paying their artists, and I use YouTube Music actually more often than not. But there's times where I get sent a playlist of references for a song that we're working on, and it's in Spotify. Same with Apple Music. So I don't pay for Apple Music or Spotify anymore. I pay for YouTube because it comes with my YouTube Premium bundle. But that's kind of the reasons why I've stopped using Spotify. I stopped using Spotify like probably 6 months ago. But every so often I get people who send me playlists. They send me a playlist for a concert that they want this to play during a thing, and then I have to like re-up the subscription for like a month, just to do the show, which is fine because I just part of cost of business. So you're a very opinionated person there, Rotten Apples. I would say that. I wouldn't say that Spotify is lame because they have a lot of music on there, but their business practice is very interesting, especially when they're like, they pay artists the lowest amount. Apple Music pays more than them. Tidal pays more than them. I think Tidal's at the top of that list. Can't remember where YouTube Music falls into that. But we have a YouTube channel, obviously, because we're on here, and I pay for premium because I don't like ads on any of my devices, so it's kind of nice. 2015, that's great for you. It's kind of like one of those, there's a lid for every pot. That's kind of how I see it. Every pot's got a lid. So, some people like YouTube, some people like Spotify, some people like Apple Music, some people like Tidal, and honestly, out of all of them, I kind of like Tidal the best. I pay for Apple Music, or sorry, YouTube Music comes with my premium thing, so I pay for premium. I'd rather go Tidal, I think, because I think they've got a little bit better quality. Like the streaming is a little bit better quality. So, but they pay their artists more. The whole streaming thing, I think, is going to eventually. I think this might be. Here's a hot take for you. I think we're in a streaming bubble. I do. I think we're going to get to a point where nobody's going to want to do the streaming services anymore. CDs are on a comeback. Vinyl's on an uprise. See, I've even heard cassette tapes are starting to make a comeback too, which I think is hilarious. From what I've seen and just watching that market, the artists aren't making any money. So if I were an artist, say I was releasing my own music, which I have music that I have written, I just haven't gotten around to actually doing anything with it. But say I was an artist, I was an established artist, I'm touring, I'm seeing, okay, I make, what was it? I've seen, a buddy of mine was telling me that he made, off of streaming last year, he made $1,000. In 12 months, he made $1,000 streaming. He's like, it cost more than $1,000 to make the record. I'm like, okay, that's fair. It's an accurate thing. There's this bus gotten in front of me. But let's get back to the thing where if I'm an artist, I didn't say anything to do with me. I'm putting on a hypothetical here. Yeah, absolutely principles. You got to have ethics. Businesses have ethics, and you got to follow them, and you got to pay your people the proper wages. So, but I do think that's what I said. It's kind of a hot take here. Like, the hot take is that we're in a streaming bubble. Eventually, that bubble's going to pop, and that includes Netflix and Disney and all these streaming services. We're going to hit a bubble to where it's just going to pop, and people are going to go back to wanting to own things. Like, you stream, you pay for a streaming service, you don't own any of that music. Like, you have access to it, you're paying access, you're basically renting it. So you're going to get back to people wanting to own things. Like, I actually would rather I own a lot of music, actually. I own a ton of it. I have a lot of vinyl that I have bought, and a lot of CDs I have bought. I've paid for it, Even when you buy a movie, like, say, on Amazon, and you buy a movie, buy a digital movie, you don't own that movie. You're buying the rights to stream that song, that music, or that book, or that whatever it is. That's basically what you're paying for. And someone a little bit. Yeah, you can get what you need out of it. That's great. That's what it is. I'm just saying, like, we're gonna get to a point where it's kind of like the housing market bubble. Like, it got hot, and all this stuff got so high that it eventually popped and then tanked. Like, we're gonna get to a point where artists are gonna want to do the same thing. They're gonna want, and actually, I've already kind of seen an uptick in that, where a lot of the artists that I do work with, where they put it on streaming, but before it hits streaming, it lives on their digital store for at least a month before they even put it out on Spotify. It's like, yeah, hey, album came out Thursday, buy it here, and then they do that. And that I agree with a whole lot more, because even though you're sending music out to through the distribution to Spotify and all these other places, you're only going to make $1,000 at best. These record labels are making more money off of it than you are. So if you're an independent artist, I'd say make CDs. Go back to CDs. Have a tangible thing. Especially, like, if I go to a show, I understand Spotify and stuff is a thing, promote that as much as you can too. it's great having all these avenues, which is great. But I think I would push CDs and the actual like ways to actually physically buy it over streaming, because you'll make more, you'll make back more. Like, say, to make a CD really costs only about, you can buy 100 CDs for like $30. You make the music, you put it on the CD, and then you sell the CD. Like, yeah, there's still a cost there, but you're more likely to recoup that cost. I am looking out for artists, because I'm an artist as well. Like, if I'm going to post my own music, I don't think I'm going to put it out. And actually, let's see, one of the guys that he's an intern. He works in the studio. He does hip hop, and he's kind of doing a similar thing where he's the digital side of things, like the stuff that gets released to that is all like snippets of the songs. To get the full album, you have to like sign up for things and like buy the actual, like, you can buy the actual album. You're paying for the album. And he's like, yeah, right now you can buy snippets of it and stream snippets of it, but if you want the whole thing, you have to buy it. And I'm like, that's a great idea. I would rather buy an album. I really would. I like usually, buy artwork, buy all that stuff. I still listen to radio. Like, I'm a radio listener for the most part. I don't listen, like, sometimes I'll listen to stuff in the studio on the computer through YouTube Music, but I do like to buy stuff. I like to buy music. It's really nice. You have better understanding of things. Yeah, I'm a record producer. I'm a record producer. I mix, master, and record music for a living, and do live sound. That's what we do. And if you guys need any of that, check out our website. A little social plug of foxandrobynrecording.com. You can go there and check out our stuff that we've mixed on, and that stuff it's not even available for download. You can stream it. You're streaming it through there, but the funny thing is, like, it's not through Spotify or anything. Like, yeah, we have music that we've mixed that's out there on Spotify, but there's a good video out there. I can't remember her name. She talks about how she spent $100,000 and only made back, like, between everything, distribution, everything, she's made $1,500 back so far. And after she realized, like, after that, I'm gonna make my own store. I'm sorry about that. We're in city. We're kind of going. I guess at a